Hi everyone, happy Monday again. This is week 5. Our topic this week is optics. And I just wanted to quickly tell you all that the discussions have been going really well. Everybody's been participating well and giving your own inputs and ideas. It's been wonderful reading all your discussion posts. To start this week, what to do this week? We have the readings is we have Foundations of Low Vision Chapter 7, which is Optics and Low Vision Devices. And then we do have the Functional Vision, the LUEC. It is a book that we just chose to do the PDFs rather than you buying it. So we have the PDF attached. It's Chapter 3. So this week you all need to finish Hadley lessons 9 and 10. So anything, all the Hadley lesson quizzes done after Sunday would be marked 0. So make sure you finish all your Hadley lessons, all your quizzes, and then on Monday when I check if there's any incomplete quizzes and no, late, we won't grant anything special for any instances. So just make sure by Sunday you finish all 10 quizzes. And also you should be starting to work on the eye condition report with your partner. You should have contacted your partner. There is a sample format of the eye condition report in this week's module. Try to be creative in doing this report. You do not have to follow what is already shown to you, the sample. You just need, you could do a brochure. You remember you're doing this eye condition report for a general education team who have no idea of the medical terms involving the eye or the vision of the student. So you're kind of converting the medical report into a report with educational implications. So you want to make sure the general education team understands what you're trying to say. It has to be simple and be creative about it. Sorry. And in order to give you time to finish the Hadley lessons and work on your eye condition report, which is not due this week, there's no discussion post this week. So just to give you a quick overview on optics, so the idea is very similar in all the discussions we've had so far. Is you should be able to see a prescription or an eye report and understand the implications in an educational setting, because you are going to be the expert in the educational setting. And as we discussed in week 2, we all thought reading an eye report and understanding a condition is very important. We know why it is important. And so you should know the student's eye condition really well. That's the whole point of doing all these assignments and assessments and discussions. And in this week's module, there is a list of resources. And one of those resources is like the print sizes of students. So when we go into an IEP meeting, often people ask, that's like a very common question, especially if it is an IEP meeting for a low vision kid. It's like, what is the print size that the child can see? So while you're reading this print size, please note that enlargement is not always the solution for print size. You do not have to enlarge everything for a low vision kid. I can give you an example. I had a student actually with RP, retinitis pigmentosa, and he had tunnel vision, which is his fields were restricted and his night vision was poor. So when his fields were restricted, he had we call it like a tunnel vision because you're going to see through like a tube. So if you enlarge in that case, he's going to get fewer words in his field of vision. So that is not an option. So we have to come up with creative ways in where his reading is fluent and at the same time he he's using his central vision to the maximum possible possibilities. So we gave an option by which he could read like newspaper reading, column reading. So we converted pretty much all of his handouts into columns. So there's like a column reading, so he doesn't have to go through the entire page from left to right. So that was a solution we kind of thought. So just remember that magnification is not always the solution when it comes to print sizes. And then the other big topic is visual acuity. So we kind of discussed this in the past about what is 2200 mean. How would you explain this to your team members? When you go into an IP meeting, you just give a number, random number, 2600, 2040, 2070, 2080. How would you explain, simulate this experience? In our district, we always do an in-service for all our teams, general education teams in the beginning of the year. And when you do an in-service, we have this activity by which we pass Ziplocs to the kids in the room and the adults. And if you fold maybe a couple of times or 3 times, you will and see through a Ziploc. That is what 2200 kind of gives you an idea as to what a kid with 2200 sees. So we've done this activity. It is very helpful for them to see what the child sees. So think of other ways that you can explain 2200. There is a paper by Colin Brander on various modes of acuity measurements, near acuity, distance acuity. It's a great resource to keep it for future reference. So make sure you read that and understand. And I'm sure you'll use these in your practice. And the next thing is the low vision principles and visual efficiency. These two, there are 2 resources in this week's module. You have the low vision principles. It's basically the biggest idea is what we discussed in the history and background is whatever remaining vision the child has, use it to the maximum possible efficient way. And it's not going to be harmful. So you read that in the history and background, and that is the principle that we will follow through in our service for these students. So, I mean, everybody understood that. I mean, many of them said that was surprising for them to use whatever remaining vision they have to the maximum possible efficient way. And then, and again, the use of functional vision, the visual efficiency piece, it cannot be an instructional task that is isolated. So you cannot go to a classroom, pull out a kid, and teach these skills separately. Braille is an isolated thing that you can pull out and teach, but visual efficiency is not something that you pull them out and teach like C or whatever. So you're not going to do that. It has to be incorporated for the student across their entire day. So read the handout on visual efficiency skills. It's a great resource, again, to keep for future reference in your practice. And I also just wanted to clarify that if you do have any questions related to your current practice or questions on low vision principles, visual efficiency, print sizes, or anything that you're kind of struggling, please feel free to ask either myself or Dr. Conroy, and we will be happy to help you out. So hope you have fun with this week's module, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.